Assalamualaikum, y'all. Welcome to another episode of A Dose of Controversial Opinion. I even forgot. Can you believe it?
Those
Guys,
of unpopular
guys,
opinion.
unpopular opinion, not popular opinion. And the reason was because we were just having a conversation prior to recording about, Raisa, about what?
About sacredness, guys. Just so you know, we were debating on each other, or just me debating on why I don't agree with Riz on some points,
And
some controversial.
I'm so happy when people come and tell me, "Oh, I don't agree with you." I'm like, okay. This is something one of my mentor has always told me. I can't hear you. Oh yeah, you're back. Sorry.
Because I coughed, so I turned off my
Yeah,
mic.
come on, it's okay. This is something that my mentor, one of my earliest mentors, who's still working with, told me was, if somebody comes and tells you, I don't agree with you, you're gonna be like, okay, that's your right to not to agree with me, because if you don't agree with me, which means there's something that we can discuss. So when I don't like people agreeing with me, I have so many comments, I have so many DMs, people say, I don't agree on this. Okay, what is
Do
it
you
that
want to
you
talk
don't?
about it here?
No, 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 no.
No, not yet.
Not yet, not yet. Next episode,
Not
okay?
yet.
So I want to
Okay.
tell you, I want your listening, I want you to do your research. So my, what I said was the word sacred is a new word that has been added into the English language, okay? And a lot of people get triggered by it because the word sacred is relating to God because we're saying God is sacred. My argument or my understanding is God is beyond sacred. Sacredness is only for creation. God is eternal. So
This is
this is
something we'll discuss next time because
what I'm saying is
yeah.
this is what I believe in, and I'm telling the audience, you guys go do your research, you guys find out what sacred means in your language and how we have been indoctrinated through culture and other kinds of religions to believe in such a word. And this ties into exactly what we're going to talk today.
What are we gonna be talking about today?
Little Miss Muffet.
Yeah. Little Miss Muffet, the nursery rhyme.
All
What
right.
about the Little Miss Muffet?
Yeah. So let's give them a little bit of context of what happened, why we came up with Little Miss Muffet. So Little Miss Muffet, if you all read the nursery rhyme, it's Little Miss Muffet. If you see the nursery rhyme, she's such a beautiful little girl. You know, she's so dainty, she's so pretty. She's in her long dress and everything, and she goes and sits in a like lovely place to eat her curd and whey. Like she's well put together. Then comes a spider and sat beside her. I mean, guys, the spider is this big, okay? This big. If you can't, if for you all who are listening to me, just between how much is this? Oh, let's just say the size of
One
a date.
centimeter.
A
Yeah,
size
size of
of
a
a
date.
date. A size of a date, okay? And then she is like a giant compared to the spider, and she ran away in fear.
Mm.
Okay? So this is the soft girl BS we're being taught.
Mm.
Because you have to be soft, you have to be nice, you have to be sweet, and you have to be submissive, and you have to behave like you're so scared of everything. I'm rolling my eyes, okay? I'm giving captions to those who can't see. So, this is what they're teaching us. This is exactly how they want us to behave. This is how they want us to do. And this is the way that we can be controlled. And this is what is being fed to us by the mainstream media. But I disagree because this is not us.
What do you mean it's not us?
So now, there's a new research coming out. Okay, I've known about this for a year. When archaeologists discovered bone remains of hunters who were buried. The hunters were buried with their tools, with their spears, their arrows, and stuff. They were buried with them. So when they discovered a male skeleton with the spear and the axe and everything, they were like, "Oh, he was a great warrior. He was a hunter." When they discovered a female skeletal structure with the same thing, they said, "Oh, it possibly because these are kitchen utensils. Maybe because you're so good at the kitchen that you should use all of this." But the new archaeological research is coming out saying that no, men and women were equally good hunters.
Mm.
Women were better hunters than men because women hunted in packs, in groups, and they had division of labor in the sense you do this, you do this, you do this. And when it comes to big game, women were better at hunting for big game than men. But then this information was kept away from us. So we were taught that men were the hunters, women were the gatherers. And I will say that even in one of my podcast episodes, I spoke about it exactly like that because this is what we were taught. But now new research is saying that it's wrong. And the best hunter, the most proficient, the most skilled hunter in the pack was always
Women.
grandma, grandma,
Grandma.
grandma. Because she had years of experience. She learned, she made mistakes, she knew exactly what to do. And she used to teach the younger generation of hunter
Mm.
wisdom. And this you can see in killer whales. You can see with elephants. Who's their leader? The oldest female. Killer whales. Guys, killer whales. They kill. They're not like, "Oh my God, you're so cute. It's such a cute dog." Oh, it's a killer whale. Like, they can sink ships.
Mm. Mm.
So who leads the pack? Grandma.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, also with lions, right?
Yes, it's the lioness who hunts. She hunts.
Yeah.
So, so where did we learn this concept that, you're so soft. You have to be scared of a spider. This is how they're indoctrinating us to be afraid of a spider. Whereas women in our cultures went out to hunt elephants and bears, whereas little Miss Muffet was.
Maybe, okay,
Mm,
what if the listeners would say, "Oh, you're
mm.
being so exaggerated. This is just a nursery rhyme."
Humpty Dumpty died, didn't he?
Yeah, and we had the series about the Disney princesses, so if you
Yeah,
haven't listened to that, go back to that.
go back and listen to it. And no, it's not just a nursery rhyme. See, nursery rhyme. Listen to the psychological fact. Everything said in repetition becomes a part of your subconscious mind.
Mm.
So you
Coaches know this.
do they?
Uh,
I disagree. They only know what they know on social media and so-called self-help books.
well, then going back to the question, why are we taught this way? To
Why
be
should
soft.
why should we not be taught this way? I mean, in my series of dark sexuality, the Sensual Womb Whispers, on my podcast, I speak about the evolution of feminism, the evolution of how a female rose. Feminism is predominantly white-centered, predominantly Western-centered. Feminism
Mm.
did not exist in the global South because we all had roles that we need to fulfill. They were not gender-specific roles. They were duty-specific roles. We had
Okay.
roles. Each one had certain duties that they had to fulfill, and there were roles on that. It was not gender specific. So feminism rose because let me go back to the history. Do you know when women were allowed to go study at universities in the Western world?
When?
1970s.
No way.
And the 1800s was when women were given right to vote. And 1980s, if I'm not mistaken, 1980s was where in America a woman was able to get a loan without a husband's consent. And I believe the late 70s and early 80s was when a woman was allowed to get birth control pills without her husband's permission.
Wow. But it's becoming extreme now.
Duh. Because they were not given freedom. Not even 100 years ago, or past 100 years, even they did not enjoy freedom. Less than 50 years, 50 plus years, they were enjoying freedom. Obviously, like the rise and fall of any empire, it will rise, it will run amok, and then it will decline. That's how the cycle of life works. And why is it so extreme? Because the women don't understand. They are not
Yeah.
taught about their bodies, they're not taught about their energies, they're not taught about their sacredness.
She's giving me the quote unquote the
The fingers.
eyesight. Yeah. Ah.
So they're not taught anything. But then, because of the rise of feminism, okay, women got into the workforce, women got into equal voting rights, women got right to vote, women got right to get a business loan. They were able to what is that word? Some no reason divorce or something like that. That they could divorce without a reason recently.
Mm.
All of that happened like recently, like 30, 40 years.
Okay.
And of course, before that, women were subjugated, women were suppressed. So how are they suppressed? How are you able to keep a whole nation down if you're not going to indoctrinate them since they were born? For example, let me give an example of the mighty elephant. I've spoken about this 15 years ago, and still that's the best example I can bring it. A little elephant, when it is born, they tie a rope around its leg, and they put a huge, you should see this, you're an island girl as well. They take a huge iron rod and they put it into the ground, and the elephant tries to pull it and pull it and pull it and pull it. Days, weeks, months, it can't. It gives up. It grows up into this huge monster, and the Mahot still uses the same tiny rod with the same rope and put it down onto the earth, and the elephant stands there submissively.
Mm.
It doesn't even attempt to pull it because in its brain, due to conditioning, no point. I tried before. But what the elephant does not understand is you tried when you were weak, but now you are so strong, but I'm not strong, I'm still weak. And this is how indoctrination happens. And this is something that all the coaches need to know, because we don't just come into this environment to make money.
Mm.
We are liable, we will be questioned by Allah for every bit of information, every bit of statement, every lesson we teach. That's why I can so proudly say, I can so comfortably say that I don't say things for the fun of it. If I say something wrong, I come back and rectify it because I don't want to be on that day with all the list of shenanigans that I have done with things that I can rectify in this world itself. So
Fair point.
it's indoctrination, and they have to indoctrinate us. They have to. So little Miss
Miss Muffet.
Muffet So they want us to think that So if you see the word, she's little, she's a miss. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and so she's scared of a spider. So we're indoctrinated. Oh my God, spider! Automatically, I need to be scared of.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry, but to be fair, girls in the remote parts of the world will look at a spider and then one whack, because they're not indoctrinated on that nursery line. Have you seen the
Okay.
difference? I don't know whether you've
Mm.
seen the difference. I've seen it.
Okay.
It's indoctrination, and they want us to be like that. And you see that now. You see the way women behave. They're like, oh my God, I chipped my neck. Oh my God. And then I'm sitting there looking at it, and your great grandma had to slay a beast so that you can sit here crying over your nails. Wow.
Why is it that?
I'm nearly 50. Okay. I fought for the rights of young girls who are coming in my footsteps. Okay. I fought for them. I had to defy rules. I had to
Mm.
defy cultural norms for other women to come. But then what? Because women, this present generation, or even they are privileged. They've been
Mm.
handed things to themselves, to them without an effort. They don't know what they're talking about. Remember last time I told you about this journalist online that I saw a reel from her. Let me say the story.
Yeah, yeah,
There,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this journalist, okay, she's like, I'm 25 years old. I have to work for myself. I have to pay for myself. I have to find a place to live. I have to do this. I'm so tired. I want to go back to the 1950s, okay, where I'm working in the farm, and Raisa is laughing. Okay, I'm working
Because
in the
I remember how she
yeah.
was so pissed.
I am still pissed, you guys. Wait till I finish the story. I am frothing. That little girl is half my age, and she's talking nonsense, and she has no idea. Okay, wait. Okay, she's like, I want to be back into the time of 1950s where I have. Listen, y'all. If you're all mothers, listen to this 25-year-old little girl. Okay? I want to have a child on my hip, a child walking next to me, a child in my tummy, and me feeding the chicken, where I have a man who provides. I looked at her and went like, one, you ain't a mother, okay? And if you're a mother in the present day, if you have a child in the present day, the amenities in the medical field today are far greater than they were in the 1950s. You have, I want to swear so badly, but I will. You have no clue. You are ignorant. And 3 kids, a toddler on your waist, you're pregnant with the baby,
Not a
another
mother.
walking next to you. You ain't a mother. You have zero understanding what it's like to be pregnant and be on your feet. And then what is she's like, and so that I have a man to provide for me. Honey, in the 1950s, what man was providing? He went out to work, he came home, he sat in front of the telly while drinking his cold beer, where you with the tummy full of a child, another one in your waist, another one working next to you is going to do the dishes, change their diapers, cook, clean the house, give the man his cold beer, make dinner, put kids to bed. I'm sorry?
Yeah, when I heard this, my first comment or reaction to this was, "This is definitely not a mother." I don't know where she lives, but why is this romanticized, or why is this like soft life, living in the farm, going back? Where are they going back?
Because they do not know. They never
Uh,
lived in a. You know that farm life. You little girl, you little girl. I'm in my element today. You little girlies, you tell me, I'm so tired, Ruth. I'm too tired, but I can't be working. I need a rich man. I'm here for that. Okay? Okay, darling. You don't wanna work. You don't wanna go to a 9 to 5, but you want a rich man to take care of you, okay? And then you're like, oh, I want to be like in the olden days where women were staying at home. Women were staying at home and doing what? Painting their nails?
Wait, this is something which is also sold by the men or the patriarchy, where they're like, you can just stay at home, do your shopping and all that. You've never been married. This is what
High five, babe. High five.
Go
No,
ahead.
not only have you never been married, you do not know what a home requires.
It's not an easy job.
It's not an easy job. You don't know what being a mother requires. You do not know. And Raisa, you and I discussed this. You told me this. You're staying at home. Your husband's outside at the office doing what?
Am I gonna bring it out here now? See, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. All these, I'm gonna say it now. Since Riz is on fire, okay, let's say it. All these feminine energy coaches, or I don't know,
No,
they all say
wait,
like, what?
guys. Disclaimer. This is our opinion. This is
Mm,
our experience. This is what we've seen. And again, we're not saying a blanket statement across every man.
okay, yeah. Let's change it. Let me rephrase the sentence to
Mm,
something more wholesome.
mm.
We are taught, for example, like just be submissive or don't bring up any kind of problems. Choose your battles when it comes to your husband, and then he will be obeying you or he will be giving you pleasure, giving you things that you like. I'm not getting the verbatim because I do not follow these kind of accounts. Okay.
I,
But
I
this is
have
what I'm
I
seeing.
have something for that as well. You tell your
Yeah.
bit. I'll tell you.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what you think. That's what you think that when your husband comes home and he's all nice to you and all that stuff, good for you. But what do you really not see when he's in the office? You don't see, I see. There are work wives in the office.
Work
I'm just,
wives.
yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. This is
Yep.
gonna trigger as hell.
Mm, mm. And again, I have a husband who goes to office. Okay, he has an office. I look at him and say, "You chose this, didn't you?" He works with 3 other men. Okay, and I'm like, "Where are the women?" No, no women in the accounts department. Oh, why? Oh, they're too much drama. We can't handle them. I'm like, okay. So my husband comes home grumpy. My husband comes home annoyed because he is around masculine energy the whole time. He comes home annoyed. He comes more irritated, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm just rolling my eyes like, ugh. It'll take him 10, 15 minutes to calm down when he comes home because we're of different energies. So, okay, I'm trying to explain something to you. So, and also there are men who are on the path, who know how to speak to a woman, who don't sit around and
Mm,
and oh, and then go out for coffee. No, I've seen men like that. I've seen men who come straight shooters. Man, there was a boy in my previous job, like he was like 20, 15, 18 years ago. Young boy, maybe we're the same age. Used to come, used to do his job, and if another female goes out in question, he's like very straight face. Yeah. A, B, C, D. Okay. You're welcome.
mm,
And he goes back to his job. And when
yeah,
his male
yeah,
colleagues come, then he's more fun because he knows that, this is the boundary I shall not cross. And he was
agree.
married.
Mm, agree.
So I'm
I
telling
just
you,
want to clarify also, sorry, it is. I just want to
yeah, no, but
clarify, this is not to create, scenarios in your
suspicion.
head,
Mm,
your suspicion, or like
mm.
throwing at your husband, oh, are you doing this? Because I've heard this in the podcast. No, just sharing, again,
No,
my opinion, what I'm seeing. It's not
I'm
for
telling,
everyone.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you, be aware,
yeah.
be aware, be aware. We're not telling you go disrespect your husband or go say this. No, just be aware. Please be aware. Don't believe us. Don't believe feminine energy coaches. Don't just believe all of us blindly.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I always say. Do your research, please. I beg of you. Do your research and you decide. Have discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, there's a contradiction here that it doesn't make sense to me. Relationship coaches say, stress your man out because he needs to produce, he needs to do things for you, needs to be stressed by you, he needs to invest in you, he has to solve these problems for you, then only he will bond. Because you will bond on oxytocin by being nice, by being kind, by being intimate, cuddling, yada, 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 woman bonds. Men don't bond on that. So, they said, stress your man out, keep him on his toes, be a bit of a drama, be a bit of a bitch.
That's my first time hearing that.
Okay? And they say men love bitches. So,
Mm-hmm.
and if you read the book, this book is over 25, 30 years old. Okay? If you read that book, it's not about being rude, it's not about being mean, it's not being vile, it's not that. It's about you focusing on you, you prioritizing you not bending backwards to please a man. But this is not what so-called feminine energy coaches are teaching.
What are they teaching?
Be submissive, be his peace, be his home. And then
Mm-hmm.
relationship coaches are like, no, he will not bond with you. He will not see you as an equal. He will not do things for you the way you want him to do if he doesn't solve a problem for you.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't bond with that is how many baby mamas do we have in our community, in our Muslim communities itself? How many
I don't know.
single mothers do we have?
A lot.
Why?
Why is it?
The feminine energy coaches will say, you're not being feminine, you're not being this, you're not being that,
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't bond with you. You fall in love. We as women fall in love with men faster when we get intimate. Men don't fall in love with you because you're intimate with them. Bullshit. It's not that deep. Gen Z lingo. It's not that deep. It's not that deep for them. But we're like, oh my god, I love him so much. He means the world to me. Shut the F up and sit down. Stop shit. You know what? I'll tell you something, which is gonna be so funny. My granny, okay, Allahumma arham my granny. If she hears any of her grandkids or anyone come and complain, say, "Oh my God, I miss him so much. I love him so much," she gives them the dirty look, like, have some self-respect, girl. That kind of look, like disgusted. She'd be like seriously, like for a man, like all that.
Wow.
So I'm sorry, I may be wrong, and I don't mind being wrong. Tell me, talk to me, have a conversation with me. Riz, you're wrong. Come to the table. I'm ready. I've always been like this. If I'm wrong, educate me. I don't care how old you are. I have a 16-year-old who comes and says, Mama, you're wrong. I'm like, okay, why? Tell me. And if I'm wrong, I agree I'm wrong. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
I don't go saying that I'm the perfect one, I'm correct, I'm far from it. I have kids to prove me that you're not that good. Okay? So I am in check literally every day. So I'll tell you all that.
Okay,
I
so I
am
have a question. Yeah, yeah.
tell me.
Now, the listeners will probably be like, okay, you're saying soft girl is BS or you should not be that. So what should we do as women then?
Balance.
Mm,
Balance. You need to know what your unique balance is.
mm,
For example, a client of mine, a highly successful CEO, but the girl is exhausted every day. She wakes up exhausted. She wakes up annoyed. She wakes up irritated. And she's like, I don't understand this. I don't understand this. I'm so tired. I'm like, why? Then we sat down and she's like, you know what? I need a break. I need a rest. I need a month off. I'm like, none of that shit is gonna fix anything for you.
Mm, mm,
Then we sat down. I reviewed her work schedule. I reviewed her eating schedule. I reviewed her nutrition. We we examined her gut. We examined the workout routine. So many things were examined, and also I examined her spiritual life.
mm.
She had massive, massive holes in her spiritual life. So we started building. So there should be a balance. For her, she's a very active bird. So she can't be like, she'll be like, Riz, I'm falling asleep. Okay? So I'm serious. That we're of different women. This is what women don't understand. We're not the same. And I want to talk about this thing as well. We're not the same. We're so different because we're in different stages of a cycle. We have different cycles. We have different stages. We experience our cycle differently. So you need to know what works for you.
Yeah.
You have to be replenished. You can't go 24/7 like a man. I don't do that. I'm least bit bothered. I just roll my eyes when I see these women grinding and hustling. I'm like, give her 1 week to 2 weeks to be on her bed.
Yeah.
You need to know where to balance and you need to know what your balance range is. Remember, very, very important. Decentralize men.
Mm.
You're
Oh, I love
mad,
that post when you posted that.
you're married, you're single, you're in a relationship, you're in a situationship, you are in between relationships. I don't care. Decentralize men, centralize you. And there's a simple reason for that. Men are made of a different biomolecular structure. If you give them way too much importance, their ego goes like, I am so important, so she's giving me so important, so I am important. And you're gonna be like, oh, but I made you important. You should make me important. He's like, huh? Nobody taught me that. So before you go be submissive, before you go being soft, before you go be caring, before you go all of that for your man, know you first.
Mm,
And
mm.
and also please be sane. He's a human being. He's not a bloody robot. He's not gonna come to you every day with the roses and rainbows.
Yeah.
Stop doing that to him. You have to accept that he has ups and downs, and if you understand if you understand how you function, if you understand, if you're kind to you will automatically know what his pattern is, you will know how he behaves, you know what can be done. Because women don't understand. Centralize yourself, everything will fall into place. You go centralize the XY chromosome, you're off balance. It's a different equation, XY and YY. Oh, sorry, XX. My daughter's going to have a field day with me. Sorry, y'all. Correction. She'll be like, Mama. XY and XX chromosomes. Yeah, that's what happens. I'm not saying don't be soft. I'm not saying don't be gentle. I'm not saying don't be kind. Please. But have discernment. There was a TikTok I watched that day. I was laughing. Okay. This creator, she was like, all these girls are saying, if I don't study, if I don't study well, if I don't get good grades, it's okay. I'll marry a rich man. I'll marry a rich man. I'm pretty. I'll marry a rich man. Okay. She did a research and she's like, let's take the top 10 rich men of the world and let's see if their wives were dumb. And
Wow.
all their wives were smart women, CEOs, doctors, lawyers who went to prestigious universities.
Amazing. Not unless
So,
you want to be a sugar baby. Ah, next time. A lot of people say like they want to be married to a rich man, and then when they suddenly become a sugar baby, they're like, "No, I don't want this." You ask for it.
well, they ask for things they don't understand. They ask for things that they do not, they only see on social media, they see what is shown. Guys, I'm going to say something extremely controversial, but I'm not going to say everything. I want you all to go do your research. There's a creator called the New Trophy Wife on TikTok. You go watch her videos. She she's a mother of four. She married a rich man because he wooed her, he gave her bags, he gave her this, and then she's like, how to marry a bagger rich man, how to do this, how to do that. She compromised her kids by marrying him. So that's all I will say. If you all can stomach it, go watch it on TikTok. She tells exactly what happened. And after that, I am so pissed at all these women who are teaching young women to go marry a rich man. I'm a mother, you're a mother. It pisses the F out of me. So it's not all sunshine and roses that they claim to be. And one of my mentors, she's on social media. She's a big CEO on social media. I'm not going to tell her name because she doesn't speak about her mentees either. She was telling about how entrepreneurship is so hard. It's not what you think it is. It's not. And she said this. I'll say the words. I'm sure you'll go Google her and you'll find her. She said, it was on one of her reels. She said, if you're gonna start a business to make money, don't start the business. If you're gonna start a business for cash flow, don't start the business because it's not gonna give you cash flow. It's gonna take a lot out of you. You will be cheated. You will be fraud. You'll be brought into bankruptcy. You will be sued. People will hate your product. People will hate you. And she said something else in one of her masterminds. She said, like, if you cannot stomach rejection, don't even think about being an entrepreneur because not everybody's gonna
Good
want
one.
you. Not
Yeah.
everybody's gonna want to work with you. Not everybody wants your product. So
Yeah.
but we only see what is shown on social media. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And to be honest, a lot of the audience are pretty ignorant. And that's what pretty ignorant because that's my job to bring. If you see my stories, I'm bringing in stuff that many of you will tell me, oh, I didn't know about this. Oh, I didn't know about this. I'm not just talking about Islam. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about spirituality. I'm talking about things that other women across the world are doing or things that are happening in other places. Because you're not aware. Because you're too busy being soft girls. Whereas these other soft girls have been taken advantage of, and I'm bringing your awareness to it.
That's what you posted this on your stories. Like, be soft, lean back, but then also have goals.
Be soft, lean back, and be a bad bitch. Find
Doesn't
your
click.
balance. Be soft, lean back. Be soft when it comes to being kind towards others. Lean back means let things slide. Don't be like, oh my God, I will hold you accountable for the rest of your life. Let it go. But when it comes to you, when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your discipline, when it comes to your spiritual life, be a badass bitch that don't compromise on anything. You need a balance. But we are unbalanced.
Nice one.
Little Miss Muffet, we've been trained to be Little Miss Muffets, sitting on a tuffet. So, aka Queen, aka Throne. Little Miss Muffet, sitting on a tuffet, eating a curd and whey. the most blandest of food in my culture. No spice, no masala, no life, no character. Okay? So I'm sorry. I'm feisty. So this is who I am. So
Okay.
eating a curd and whey. So she's little, she's a miss, and she's Miss Muffet. I mean, sweet blonde girl sitting on her tablet like her throne. Okay,
Hmm.
this is a picture. Now she's eating the most blandest of bland food. Ya Allah. Okay, and then comes a little spider.
Who scares her away?
So which means you have to be scared. You can't be scary.
Wow.
So
Any, yeah,
let me finish
closing.
with that. So if you're gonna
Yeah.
be scared, how are you gonna be an entrepreneur?
Hmm.
If you're gonna be scared, how are you gonna be a mother bear who protects her cubs? If you're gonna be scared, how are you gonna be a wife who puts her energy into her husband so that she gets what she wants? You can't be scared and timid and get everything you want.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Good
that's what
one.
we're taught. That's what we're taught.
Hmm.
Be scared.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, like don't for example, in the relationship advices, like don't just bring up everything.
I
And
agree.
then what? Don't
Don't
just
bring
bring
up
up
everything
everything.
because the
Mm.
man is not going to respect you if you're going to talk.
About your nails.
The man doesn't give a damn
They don't
if you're
even
going.
listen.
That's your girlfriend's job. You have girlies. You have your girl besties to run. That's not a man's job. I'm sorry.
All right.
Pick your battles like this, but all of it is fine. But my thing is, underlining statement is, what is your foundation? Who are you? What are your strengths? Do you know you first? Do you know how you can carry yourself? You can be soft, but if you do not know you, you end up being a punching soft bag.
Any more closing for me? I don't have.
I know why the soft girl era thing started. Because women did not want to be like their mothers who were doing everything and who ended up
Mm,
sick and who ended up having autoimmune diseases, who did not take care of
mm,
themselves, who did not go to the gym, whose husbands did not prioritize them, did not wear sexy clothes, didn't feel pretty, didn't feel beautiful, and then had their husbands cheating on them and running around on them. So women decided, if I'm like this, I can have him. Those mothers drain themselves out because that's what they were taught was valuable. We're being taught to be this, thinking this is what's valuable. A man will not respect you if you don't show him that you can build better than he can. But nothing, you can't compete with him. You don't. If you go compete with him, their egos will flare up. It's a sensitive balance. That is where they go wrong because not all men are not the same, not all women are not the same. Energies matter. So before you subscribe to everybody's advice and everybody's lessons, go a deep dive into you. Who are you?
mm.
What are you? What are your principles? What are your beliefs? What's your strengths? What's your weakness? What is your freaking trauma that's hiding behind layers and layers that you don't even know exist? After that, go do all of this.
Good one.
Be
That's
smart.
the end. Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
smart. Just be smart. Please be smart. I beg of you, be smart. Do your research. I don't want another female coming and telling me, I want to live like the 1950s. Little girl, I worked hard. I fought hard so that you can sit on that podium and speak this.
Okay. All right. I think that's the end of today's episode. That was packed.
It was heavy.
Was heavy. Yeah. All right.
Alhamdulillah.
Till next time.
Thank
Inshallah.
you all. And if you all have any questions you all want to talk to me or talk to Raisa, you can come on our DMs. You can speak to us on our Instagram page. Um, give us your comments. Give us your feedback. Even if you disagree, please disagree and tell us why you disagree. It's all feedback for us.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Amazing. All right.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Bye. Wassalam.